All right, guys, so we've already got a lot done on this project, but I'm just gonna go through a recap. We filmed all of it. This is a commercial project. It's 12,000 square feet, and we're doing our concrete overlay, smooth finish floor, and we're gonna be staying in that. We've done videos like that, you guys have seen it, but this is a great system to do for projects like this. It creates the look of like a stained concrete floor. It's a really high-end look. We have a lot of different color options that you can do as well. And it's an extremely durable floor because even though it looks smooth, still has some texture to it. And anything with a little bit of texture is gonna give you a lot of durability and scratch resistance. We're gonna be mixing out here. So we kind of have our mixing stuff set up. This is just for the first coat, all this product. So all this product's gonna be for the first coat. We're gonna be doing 2 coats of our texture coat. We're gonna sand after the second coat. We're gonna do 1 coat of our scratch coat. That's gonna create the smooth floor. And then we're gonna come back, we're gonna do a light stain on it, and then we're gonna do our water-based sealer on this, 3 to 4 thin coats, and then we're gonna be doing a floor finish on it, and that's how they'll maintain the floor. So it's a really great process, really great system to do. And then obviously overlays, when you're doing overlays exterior, you don't have to grind if it's broom concrete. Most exterior concrete is broom concrete. Reason we're grinding this is because it's hard-troweled concrete. So if this was a broom slab, we wouldn't have to grind it, but typically you're not gonna find a broom slab interior. Almost all interior, all garages are going to be hard troweled, so you have to remove that cream layer to get down to the porous part of the concrete. All right, guys, check it out. I asked AI, what percentage of college degrees is AI gonna take over? This is what it says, 70 to 80% of college degrees AI will be taking over in the next 10 to 15 years. And then it said 45 to 50% of college degrees, it can already do all the work. So what that means is your college degrees are not gonna be worth much very, very soon. So you wanna go into the trades. The best place that you can learn a trade is Leggari Academy. It's all about coatings. You can learn everything you need to know about the coating industry, and it's all online. But not only that, you have the opportunity to come out and film and be on projects just like this. So we'll go over sanding, but what's cool about you guys in the academy is you get to come out on projects like this. So imagine go to like a hands-on class in a controlled environment like our warehouse, doing this process on a small floor. you're not gonna learn much. Big difference when you're on a real life project, right? So that's one of the huge benefits of the Academy, is you get to see all these intricate things that go on a project. You know, like what I'm gonna talk about right now, we wouldn't even discuss if we were in our warehouse, right? Because we're gonna just stand the floor. We don't have edges really. We're just doing a section in the warehouse. We're getting ready to stain. Just recap on the stain. When you order a 5-gallon bucket of stain, you're gonna have 3 gallons of stain base in there. You need to add 2 gallons of isopropyl alcohol. Make sure it's 99% or higher. Uline sells it, Ace sells them. So you're gonna add 2 gallons of that, and then one of the stain pigments. That's basically gonna make your stain color. We're doing dark gray, so we already made it. And then what we like to do after we mix the pigment in and get the isopropyl in, we pour into a new bucket and we strain that. That's gonna get any contaminants, any debris that's in there that's gonna clog your sprayer. Always strain stain before you go to spray, because if you're constantly having to stop and clean your tip out, it's gonna be a pain in the butt. We're using an acetone sprayer. It's a Chapin. Best sprayers for doing really fine mists. This is what this will do. It'll create a really fine mist on the floor versus a garden sprayer that's gonna spray a lot more stain. So it really depends on what look you're going for. If you want more of that antique look, not a lot of stain on the floor, a lot more modeling, you're gonna wanna use acetone spray. If you want a heavier stain, a darker floor, you can typically use just a garden pump-up sprayer. So again, we're using the acetone sprayers. Biggest thing is we don't wanna spray a bunch on the plastic because it'll run down the wall and drip on the floor. If you get drips on the floor, it's almost impossible to get those drip marks out because it's a lot of stain that just sits there and soaks in. We'll probably do 2 coats. So you'll see we'll lightly hit the floor, come back, and we'll probably spot hit the lighter spots, and then we'll call it good. Want to start dripping down. Yeah, we can. All right guys, check it out. We got the stain down. We did 2 coats. First coat, hit the floor. Second coat, we just did a lighter hit on everything. Looks really even. Some spots, as you're going, you can tell you maybe need to hit a little more. But you want to try to be even on that stain. Don't just like stay in one spot until you see it darker, because it's gonna be too dark. So sealer, simple. We're just using garden pump-up sprayers. These bad boys right here. These are what we're using today. We like the Ace ones. These are similar to the Ace ones. Anything that's gonna spray a nice fine mist, and you can get like 3.5 gallons, especially on something like this. Get a couple of those going. So the typically, again, on this system, we would do our urethane. We would do 2 coats of urethane because the overlay's porous is gonna soak up the first coat. Second coat, that's gonna give you your strength and durability. Time crunch on this project, so we're not able to do 2 days extra. And so we're using our water-based sealer. So we're gonna do 3 to 4 thin coats depending on how it soaks in. And then we're gonna be doing an acrylic floor finish over that. That's gonna be the sacrificial coat. So that's the process.